Hey guys, backyard scrapping here. We are actually just finishing cleaning up from the contacts. I already did one test here on the leftover solution from them, and you can see this one's been sitting about 4 days. I just did this one, and it'll actually stack up to about right here. But then the weight of this solution will pack it down like that. It'll just be a little thin layer. But there is some silver left in that solution, so we are going to push it out and see what we get out of it. And welcome to part 7. Here we go. Okay guys, just showing you this right quick. We are going to get into the filaments in this video, but I am going to go ahead and add some salt water to this and see if we can push any more silver out. I showed you before the couple little test jars. So I'm just going to go ahead and do that now because it's going to take a long time for it to settle. So as soon as I get my salt water mixed, we'll add it to these and take a peek at them, and then they're just going to sit here for several days. So we'll be back at you in just a bit. Okay guys, I just wanted to show you real quick, when your salt water is saturated, you see no more salt will dissolve in it. I don't know if you can see that very well, but let me stir it around and you'll see that there's salt that's actually piling up in the middle. That tells you that your solution is saturated. I've got one over here already. I'm actually going to run and get the tripod so I can stand this up so you guys can watch me do it. So I will be right back. Okay guys, here we go, and there they go back there in the back again with that beep beep beep. But I've got my beakers here. If I need more, I've got more going, but we're going to go ahead and get started. What I'm going to do is I'm going to just put a little bit in each one, and then as it settles a little bit, we'll go back and check it, see if it's got any more in it. And this is going to yield some silver, and it's going to look like a lot, but it's really not going to be. Go ahead and put a little more in this one, see if we still get more. Looks like we're still getting a little chloride, but we're just going to continue on and go right down the line. And right on down to this one. And now, like I said, what I'm going to do is let them sit a little bit, and then I'll put some more in there to see if there's, any silver left. So I will get back at you guys in just a bit. I'm going to let these sit for about 5 minutes, and then we'll get back at you. Okay, you can see they've begun to settle down. Now it looks like there's a lot in there, but after about 3 days, that'll just go down to a little fine layer down there on the bottom, kind of like the other two did up there. So I'm going to go ahead and check this one, see if we've got any more. There is no more chloride forming in that one. No more chloride in that one. Nope. Nope, we did get a little. Or does that mean, no, I think I kicked that up off the bottom. Yeah. Nothing in that one. It's going to come up off the bottom probably like that. And I'm not seeing any more in that one. I'm going to hit this one a little bit more though, just in case. Maybe there's a little bit forming in there. Okay, I am going to put some more in this one. Yeah, we're getting more. We're getting more forming off of that. So these three are good. This guy's still got some in it. So we're just going to let it continue on like that until I don't get any more. And I'm not going to bother you with this. And keep going and going and going when I'm just going to do the same thing. So I just wanted you guys to see that. And I know I keep saying it, but we are going to start on our filaments very soon. I just want to get all this stuff with the contacts done so I can be accurate with, with my weights and everything and what we got. Alrighty guys, I'm not going to bore you with any more on the contact stuff. We will get back to you when we are actually starting the tests on the filaments. So we will see you guys in a bit. It's starting to get cold out here. The sun's going down, so I'm going to call it an evening. So I'll be back out here at it in the morning. Okay everybody, actually a couple days has gone by. It was blue cold and rainy yesterday, and I just didn't do anything. Right now we've got our last 3 jars of the drop water and rinse water that's been condensed down, dropping our silver chloride out. I am currently, that's all the rinse water now, and the water, the copper nitrate from the drops that we are going to reduce down. They are void, that's all void of silver now, so we're just going to reduce these down to dust. That is how much silver chloride we have so far, but now silver chloride is very fluffy, and I just rinsed it with boiling water, so it's fluffed up. This will actually go way down. I mean, it'll, go down to like here when we start turning it to an oxide and then a metal. So I'm going to wait on these guys to drop out, get them in with that jar, and I'm going to get set up right now, and we are going to start testing our fuse filaments. So let me get the tripod set up and we'll be right back at you. Okay guys, we've got our filaments here. This one says 248 grams of fuse filaments. This one is mixed fuse filaments. It looks like some of what's in this bag is in here, and then some real fine smaller ones, and then we've got these, and that says possible lead and solder, so we'll check those out separately. So let me get a little beaker set up. What we're going to do is we're going to take some, these friggin' machines next door are a pain in the butt. We're actually going to get a beaker, and small beaker. We're going to put 50-50 70% nitric acid and distilled water, so we end up with a diluted nitric acid of about 35%, and we're going to drop one of these filaments out of each type in there and see what it does. So we'll be right back at you. Well, I guess we are. I guess the sun has got it warm enough that we're going to get a reaction. Sometimes if it's too cool, you won't get a reaction until the stuff gets to temperature. So that was our first one. That's out of this bag. That's out of this bag. So it seems to be dissolving fine. We're getting a little tiny cloud in there, but not much color. So I'm just going to actually let that go. Our first little piece is almost gone. Our second little guy doesn't appear to be doing anything. Yeah, our first fused filament is gone, nearly gone. That second darker one that I put in really doesn't appear to be doing anything. So let me put a little bit of heat on this. We'll see if that does anything. I know this is a little boring, but we actually have to do it. We have to see what these things are going to do. And I do see more of these guys that's in there right now, and it's not reacting at all. So we may have some, I don't know, it's possibly, it could be tungsten, I guess. Let's see if this is heating up. Yeah, it's actually quite hot already. And I see no reaction from that. That is not reacting at all. So let me try this one. And that is reacting just about instantly like our other one did. So we do have some filaments in here that are not going to react at all. I can tell that nothing has happened to this one. That little guy right there, it's a dark one. So maybe it's tungsten, I don't know. Like I said, this is a first for me, so this is an experiment that's going. So I don't know what these dark ones are, but they are not dissolving at all. So it's apparent that some of this stuff isn't going to dissolve. So I am not going to try to separate all this out. Just whatever metals are left in there are going to be left in there. I am going to take this other one right quick. Let me pause for just a second, guys. I want to get one of these guys out here and cut a piece off of it. I don't want to put a whole one in there because I don't want anything boiling over. So let me get right back to you. Okay, so we know that those are mostly silver. So we're going to have a little bit of lead to deal with. It looks like possibly a little bit of copper. I'm going to back off from this because it is throwing a little knocks. And a little bit of metal that's not going to dissolve. So that's our test, guys. I'm going to go ahead and get this set up and get it ready to start dissolving. So we'll get back at you in just a bit. But what we're going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and put in approximately 180 milliliters of distilled water. And I'm going to do the same in both. And so we don't have to use an excess of nitric acid. We're just going to run it down the side. So I'm going to get some nitric acid out, and we are going to slowly add it to this. I actually should be able to use, I'm going to put about 150 milliliters in here, and we're just going to add a little bit at a time and see if we can't pull this down. Push this stuff to one side. It's the fact that it's so thin and pressed out that we actually aren't going to need a whole lot of solution. It's just taking up a lot of room. So we're going to put a little bit of that in there. We're going to put a little bit of that in there. Let's see if we start getting a reaction. And we're going to do that till we actually start getting a reaction. And just go slow. Well, you know me, guys. There's no way I can not pop in. It's just, I just can't do it. Anyway, I just wanted to show you how it's going. I moved them out onto the scrap table because they're starting to generate quite a bit of NOx. It's, again, a new thing, kind of a unique color, the fluid. Looks like there may be some type of a chloride in there. I don't know. But we're just going to let them go and see what happens. Okay, guys, our stuff is moving along pretty good out there. Actually, what I thought it looks like a chloride, it's actually not a chloride that's forming in there. I dumped these in a beaker first, and if I push this away, you can see that there's actually a tungsten contact in there that we're going to take out. But you see all that dust down there in the bottom? That's probably the silica or the dust that comes out of the fuses. So we are actually going to be, like in this big bag, it said 537 grams. Well, there's a good 10 grams of dust down there, and there's probably dust in those. So what I'm going to do with this batch is I am going to rinse these off in a fine sieve and clean all that crap off of them first before we do it. You can see over here on the counter where I laid these pieces out, and when I shake these pieces up, you can see looks like they tried to melt these, but you can see all that dust coming off of it. Okay, guys, it is the next morning after we started our filaments. Obviously, there is something else in there with them, some kind of trash. They weren't just solid silver, even though they seem to test out high-end silver. So I am going to start filtering this off and see what we get out of these guys. We still have this stuff to dissolve, so I'm going to continue using this fluid because I know it's not spent. And just going to do some filtering, so there's no point in dragging y'all through that. When we get this filtered off and get this rest of the stuff dissolved, we'll see what our ratios were on these. So we will be back at you in a bit. Okay, everybody, another day has passed. This is filtering extremely slow from whatever this sediment is in here. Now that this has settled down and I get a look at it, it doesn't really look like a metal. It's probably, I don't want to move it too much because I've got it settled, but it actually looks like a coating or something that may have been on the metal, plus mixed with a little bit of the silica dust. You can see it looks the same in this one over here I showed you a while ago. He actually has sent us a couple of these, what the filaments came out of. So while we're waiting on this drip, 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 even under vacuum to filter out, it's filtering out nice, but it's just taking forever. I'm going to lock one of these in a vise and cut it open so we can see what's inside it. So I will get back at you in just a bit. Okay guys, we have got this booger cut open, and as you can see, this silica sand is pouring out. I would have presumed the fast way to do this is with a hammer and just bust it, but I did want to see what was in here. So there is that's actually what's inside of this. And in this cap, I can see on this end, this appears to be silver here as well. So you've got some silver that's attached. That looks actually like it's silver or silver plated, this little cap going to this spring guy. And then naturally inside, there's just another connection, and then here is our filaments that are obviously burned through. So this is probably some of the stuff, like I said, that we're dealing with in the solution. It's just a fine, like silica sand. But anyway, that's what happens when you cut them open. Like I said, this is just like a ceramic tube. So I would expect that it would be a lot faster to just smack those with a hammer to get these out. I don't know where that's going to. But anyway, so there is more silver here. And I believe that is silver there that encases that little spring for that. So I just wanted to show you. He asked if I would cut one of these open or open one of these up to show everybody. Like I said, it's probably faster to hit it with a hammer. But there's your filaments right there. So I showed you that part. We're going to get back to over here filtering. I will actually get back to you guys when that's all done. So we'll see you again in a bit. Oh, I forgot about these guys. I just wanted to come in real quick and show you what if sirens are still going. I don't know exactly what these are. It's very heavy. It's got ceramic on it, and then what appears to be copper and something else, but evidently these are little silver discs, and they are inside these. So I'm not going to smash this one and bust it open, but that's what comes out of them. He has a little note in here and says I can smack it with a hammer, but I'm going to just leave it be. But I wanted to show you those too, and what comes out of them. So there's a lot of stuff out there, more than what I ever thought. I mean, I knew there was stuff, silver and precious metals hidden away in a lot of places, but I mean, I never thought that, you know, all that would be inside of one of these. So anyway, all right, I'm going to get back to work, and we'll see you guys in a bit. Okay, everybody, it is rapidly getting cold out here. That filter finally finished off. So we'll actually fill this up with distilled water to about right here before we go to drop that. There is all of our silver chloride. I am actually going to go ahead and convert that. I'm going to tell you how I do it, but I'm not going to stand here and do it and show you. I've done it in past videos if you want to go back and see. Basically what we're going to do is we're going to put lye in this, or caustic soda, whatever you call it. It's sodium hydroxide. We're going to turn this into an oxide, and then we will put, I like to use glycerin. You can use sugar water, you can use Karo syrup, you can use many things to do this. I prefer glycerin because it doesn't stick to the rod, and I don't have to use a lot of it. So I'm going to go ahead and get this converted over to a metal, first to an oxide, then to a metal. I'm going to let this continue to drain off in here, and I'm going to get that started filtering, and I'm going to probably go in after that because it is starting to get really cold. Alright guys, so we'll catch you when we're back out here again. Okay everybody, we are once again in the process of filtering, and we have gotten down to the icky part, so it is taking forever. It's starting to get cold out here. The sun's gone behind the trees, so I'm going to go ahead and call this video. We still got that much left to do back there, which we're going to use this after I filter it off to keep working on that stuff. So We will see you guys in the next video.